The first light went out on a Thursday. No one noticed at first. That was the problem. Horizon Tower was the kind of building people stopped seeing once they lived there long enough. 30 floors of concrete and glass rising above the city like a tired sentinel. It wasn't old enough to be historic or new enough to feel clean. It simply existed, quietly swallowing lives one lease at a time. When the light above apartment 7B flickered and died, the hallway stayed dark for nearly an hour. And something else woke up. Maya Clark lived in 7E, 3 doors down from the dead light. She noticed because she worked nights. Returning home at 3:14 a.m., she stepped out of the elevator into a hallway that felt wrong. The overhead lights were usually harsh, too bright, buzzing faintly like insects trapped in glass. Tonight, the section near 7B was dim, shadow pooling unnaturally against the walls. Maya slowed. The air felt heavier there, thicker, like the space between breaths had stretched. She passed 7B quickly, keys clenched between her fingers, and unlocked her door without looking back. She told herself it was nothing. People always did. By morning, maintenance had replaced the bulb. But the hallway never felt the same again. The shadows lingered longer than they should have. Sound carried oddly, footsteps echoing twice, voices flattening like they were being swallowed before reaching the ears. Maya began hearing the click of a light switch late at night. Always from the direction of 7B. Click. Pause. Click. Apartment 7B belonged to Oliver Reed, a software tester who worked from home and rarely spoke to anyone. Maya knew this because he'd once helped her carry groceries when the elevator broke. He had a soft voice and tired eyes. When she knocked on his door 2 days after the light incident, it took a long time for him to answer. Yes, he said, peering through the chain. Sorry, Maya said. Have you been having issues with the hallway lights? Oliver blinked. No. A pause. Actually, he added slowly, they turn on when I don't touch them. Maya forced a smile. Old wiring. Oliver didn't smile back. The second light went out the following Monday. This time, it was inside an apartment. The power company said nothing was wrong. But Mrs. Klein, who lived there, stopped answering her phone. The smell came a few days later, faint at first, then unmistakable. She was found sitting in her living room, perfectly intact, eyes open, staring at the darkened ceiling. Every bulb in the apartment had been unscrewed. People started talking after that. Quietly, carefully. Residents of floor 7 gathered near the elevator, voices hushed like they were afraid of being overheard. Did you hear she was smiling? They say the lights don't turn on anymore. My kid says the hallway is watching us. Maya stood at the edge of the group, arms crossed, heart pounding. No one mentioned 7B. But everyone looked at it. Oliver stopped leaving his apartment. Maya noticed his packages piling up outside his door, untouched. When she knocked, there was no answer. But at night, she heard movement. Furniture scraping, soft footsteps packing, and the click of a light switch. The building manager sent out an email. Please note that Horizon Tower has no known electrical issues. Any rumors suggesting otherwise are unfounded. It ended with a smiley face. The lights flickered as Maya read it. On the 3rd week, the hallway lights on floor 7 began responding. Not malfunctioning. Responding. When someone stepped out of the elevator, the lights brightened slightly, as if noticing. When people argued in the hallway, they dimmed. When someone cried, they went out completely. Residents began avoiding the floor. Those who couldn't, those who lived there, learned to move quietly. Maya dreamed of light. Not brightness, not warmth. Just awareness. In the dream, she was standing in a dark room, holding a switch she couldn't see. Every time she flipped it, a different memory lit up. Her childhood bedroom, her mother's face, the hospital hallway where her father died. Then darkness again. Choose, something whispered. She woke up shaking. The third death happened in 7B. Oliver Reed. They found him standing in the middle of his apartment, arms at his sides, face peaceful. The overhead light was on. Every other light in the apartment had been shattered. Glass littered the floor like frozen sparks. The bulb above him burned so brightly it had blistered the ceiling. After Oliver's death, the lights on floor 7 stopped flickering. They stabilized. And that was worse. They stayed on at all hours, glowing softly, evenly, like eyes that never blinked. Maya felt watched constantly. Not by cameras. By attention. The building began teaching itself. That's how Maya thought of it. Motion sensors that activated before movement. Emergency lights that turned on during arguments. Hallway bulbs that dimmed when people tried to leave. The lights wanted something. And Maya was starting to understand what. She met Jonah, a college student from 7A, in the stairwell one night. "I think the building needs witnesses," he whispered. Maya frowned. Witnesses to what? To itself. Jonah's hands trembled. When people are alone in the dark, it listens. Before she could respond, the stairwell light snapped off. They stood in total darkness. Something hummed softly. Satisfied. Another resident vanished. Then another. Always on floor 7. Always at night. Always with the lights on. The city blamed stress, mental health, urban isolation. The building stayed quiet. Maya tried to leave. Her key fob stopped working on the garage door. The elevator stalled between floors. The stairwell lights went out whenever she descended past floor 7. The building wasn't trapping her. It was guiding her back. She began testing it. Speaking aloud. "I'm here," she said one night in the hallway. The lights brightened. "I see you." They warmed, almost welcoming. Maya's stomach twisted. "I won't forget." The bulbs pulsed gently. That night, the building spoke back. Not with words. With illumination. Maya's apartment lights turned on room by room, leading her into the living room. The ceiling fixture glowed brighter than she'd ever seen it. She felt recognized. Important. The truth came in fragments. The building fed on attention the way fires fed on oxygen. People who noticed it, who responded to it, gave it shape, purpose. Those who withdrew faded quietly, unnoticed. The lights weren't killing anyone. They were keeping the ones who stayed visible. Jonah disappeared. His apartment was cleared within hours. That night, the hallway lights glowed softly. Maya sat on her couch, shaking. "I remember him," she whispered. The lights flickered. Content. Maya stopped sleeping. She stopped turning lights off. She stayed illuminated. Visible. Alive. Weeks passed. Floor 7 became the brightest floor in Horizon Tower. People avoided it entirely. Except Maya. She walked the hallways at night, bathed in warm artificial glow, speaking softly. "I'm still here." The building listened. When the power outage hit the city, Horizon Tower remained lit. Only floor 7. Only Maya's apartment. Emergency crews were baffled. They shut off the main breakers. The lights stayed on. The building didn't need electricity anymore. It had attention. Maya understood her role at last. Someone had to stay visible. Someone had to keep the light on. So the building wouldn't have to look for anyone else. Months later, tenants returned cautiously. The lights behaved. The building was calm. Floor 7 remained occupied. Only one name on the directory. M. Clark. Sometimes, late at night, residents swear they see a figure standing in the hallway on floor 7. Still, facing the lights. Watching them watch her. Keeping them satisfied. Horizon Tower never had another incident. The lights never went out again. And Maya Clark was never seen leaving the building. But she is always visible, always illuminated, always remembered.